Good morning. It's a amazing sunny day here in Northern Kentucky, and just heard a great story on the radio on 700 WLW that actually, ironically enough, relates to a meeting I'm on my way to. So they were talking about, I guess there's a new book a guy has coming out called Don't Make Me Pull Over, and it's a story of his road trips with his father or his family, but also about it's paying homage to America and road tripping and the whole thing to do with traveling. And the section that he mentioned, which I thought was pretty awesome, and it's funny how it relates to where I'm heading now, is that he talked about how the rest stop got started. And the radio host gave him an idea. Hey, here's what I think a rest stop got started. Is this right? And he said, well, it's a good guess, but no. He said, rest stops got started when a public worker in the state of Michigan who had noticed people sitting on the side of roads trying to eat breakfast or eat food, trying to picnic on the side of the road as they traveled, and there was really no way to do it because, animals and grass and road debris and no chairs. So while they were waiting for a big snowstorm to come in, he had the crew that worked on the roads with him and his team start building picnic tables, and they started putting them around different places. I think he said they were like bright green picnic tables. And within months, letters were rolling into the governor of Michigan thanking them for these great areas where they could stop and rest on road trips and relax and eat. So you think about that. That wasn't done at the high level. That wasn't a executive, the governor. It was a guy that observed something and took it upon himself to do it and make it happen. Now, I'm on my way to a meeting with a gentleman that works for me from one of my businesses. And he texted me last night some concerns he had about something in the business. Nothing major, but idea. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee with him and get his opinion, because he's the one that's dealing with the customers, not me. And if the decision that we're making is a bad one, we need to fix it. And if the decision we're making has some ways to be tweaked, we need to fix it. So I want to hear from the person that's in the trenches. So I'll ask you this: businesses, business owners, CEOs. I met with the CEO the other day with a lot of employees, and he talked about getting feedback from the people in the trenches, the people that actually see and deal with the ramifications of changes. And so, are you doing the same? Or are your decisions made based on what you think, what you like, what you want? Because that can be a dangerous, slippery slope. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt. You're going to have some employees and people that work for you that have crazy ideas and don't have the wherewithal to kind of think through their ideas, but you've got to listen to them. And you got to figure out which ones to try, which ones not to try. I was talking to a gentleman named Joseph Mahone who owns the Burger Parlor in Newport Beach, California a few weeks ago. I interviewed him. I want to say it was on here, as well as a restaurant owners group that I have. And he talked about the fact that he said his employees have a thing called a fry card that they can give to anybody, anytime, anywhere, for any reason. There's no justification of what it's for. It's not necessarily for good service or bad service. It's the whole concept is putting the power in the employee's hands so they can make a decision on how to treat the customer. And he also talked about the fact that his employees know, because he's not in the restaurants every day, and they know that whatever decision needs to be made, they can make it. So think about how powerful that is, because I know in my past, with a couple businesses that I've had in the past, there were times that what Matt Plapp wanted, the company did. And that's a crappy way to look at it. A lot of times it's an out-of-touch way to look at it. So just evaluate what you're doing. And are you on the front line of your business? Are you able to make the decisions that affect your customers, make the right decisions, or make the right changes? I talked to a restaurant owner last night at an amazing restaurant. I got a video I'll be posting here soon. He's out in Beverly Hills. And he said that every day They have shift meetings, but every week they have an in-depth team meeting. And it's all about what needs to happen. And his comment was, Matt, if there's a hot trend that somebody's seeing at a restaurant down the street that we need to do, I don't want to wait months. If an employee thinks we can do it, let's make it happen, see if it works, and go. If there's a drink that we need to have on our menu or a type of alcohol we need to have on our shelf at our bar, then I let that staff member make that call. And we evaluate those. And when they work, that person gains a little more credibility. When they don't work, we start evaluating their decisions a little more. So just take into consideration what you're doing with regards to the decisions that you're making or you're not allowing others to make on your behalf. That's all I got. See you later.